I'm actually sitting in my passenger seat from my truck. It is officially out. I was able to borrow the tools and one step closer to moving back out into the world. But before I go, I wanted to check in. It's been a while. I sort of had a brief push, made a few videos, disappeared again. And as you can see from the title, and if you watched the 1 minute intro, I made that a while ago. I really like the phrase exit the arena. It's similar to what I've talked about in terms of just walking away. And, there's pretty much three ways to be in the world. I think if you are what I call a wired for danger person, there's a gladiator, there's a warrior, and then I think the final one is really being like an orchestra conductor, creating a symphony. And that symphony is really your nervous system within your body. It's finding a way to optimize everything that you are to create the harmony, the harmonic, the beautiful music, or total chaos, depending on which your preference is. And so what I've done here on YouTube for so many years, over a decade, in fact, I've deleted a lot of the videos, is an overwhelming amount of content. Like you saw in the title, it's really my digital history. It's, little pieces of wisdom, attempts at warnings, encouragement to understand what walking away really means, both emotionally, mentally, and physically, being prepared, surviving, and really trying to figure out what's next and how to be in the world. And I just can't do video anymore. Physically, I'm just fatigued all the time. I can barely get anything done. Realistically, my technology is just constantly breaking down, or I don't have access, or I can't even maintain connections, to upload, things like that. The frustration factor is just way out of my capacity to cope with. And so at some point, I hope to come back in here and kind of organize things because there's a lot of content here. It's very heartbreaking to know I can make this much content and it will just vanish into the ethers, and it doesn't have any value or meaning other than just a brief moment of entertainment or distraction. And emotionally, for me, that just doesn't feel good anymore. I can't compete. I don't want to be a gladiator. I cannot be your entertainment. And my warrior days are over. I just don't have any fight in me anymore. And I just, have been battling this idea because YouTube has been my main source of connecting with you somewhere. And hopefully in the future, I'll figure other things out. But, I like the podcasts over at Substack. The links are below. I will continue to post and create there. And I can post and put video up there too. But this has been, a wild adventure, and I am just not functioning in the video world anymore. And as I get ready to go, it's just going to be increasingly more difficult for me. So with that, I know other people can do it. I just can't. And there's so many things happening out in the world, and YouTube, is making more changes that will discriminate, more, if that's possible, hide my channel even more. So I love what I have done. I have loved what I've learned. I loved meeting all of you and connecting with you. But the digital world is just doing nothing but pissing me off and sucking my life force out in a way that is not productive. I keep trying to figure out how to recreate that analog world before we became basically digital slaves to our screens. And, the arena of the day is the digital screen. It has captured us to be entertained and to disassociate from what's really going on. And listening to people yell about what's going on doesn't change anything. So in my point of view of this world and what's happening out around us, time is short. And so I've been asking, how do I want to spend that time? And I don't want to spend it online. I just don't. I want to go back into the analog world and create there, live there, and interact there. And hopefully, when I drive away this next time, because I have a feeling winter will be here quickly, uh, hopefully, when I drive away this time, I will have a way to be more interactive out in the world. That's my plan and my goal, but we'll see. Things are very up in the air. Gas is going up. There's a lot of confusion about what the future is going to hold, but for me, it's time for me to exit the arena, at least for now. Down the road, if I ever came to a place where I had functional equipment and a good connection and the capacity to even do any of this stuff without literally, losing my mind and pulling my hair out, maybe. But for right now, I just want to say thank you. And we're back onto an indefinite break here at YouTube, but I have so much video content. This is my digital history. I never did other social media. This is my story in digital history. So if you're interested, there's plenty to look at. If you want to keep up with what's current, you can head over to jillsjournals.substack.com or just jillsjournals.com. That's my home base website. I have lots of things I want to do, but I'm going to be honest, I've just never recovered physically. I just have so much fatigue all the time. It's a struggle to just get the little things done. So I don't know what the future holds for me, but I do know, I don't want to just leave an old trailer up and have this not be completed in some way or some form, because it is my portfolio. It is my digital story, my digital portfolio. And I did my best. And with that, I wish you nothing but good on your journey as we all move forward into this wild and crazy uncertainty. And if you'd like, I hope you'll join me over at where I'm more at home in the audio format. And with that, my friends, I will maybe hear and listen to you next time, but it may be a while before I see you next time. Happy journeys, deep breathing, and